I suspected as much, given that your pawn still remains. One might hypothesize that your pawn is sustained by your vital essence. Or perhaps something more. In any case, we ought to apprise one another of the situation. Is there aught you would know? Indeed. Then in your absence, I had hoped your pawn might yield me some information. But as you have returned, I would hear the truth from your lips. Tell me, Arisen, what became of you this past month? So, following your plunge into the sea on the dragon's back, some mysterious presence reached out to you. Could that have been the World Forged? Yet why would such a being linger in those fathomless depths? I can only speculate, and speculate I shall. This ought to prove a fruitful avenue of investigation. For that, I thank you. Now, if you can find a way to end this interminable slumber, your pawn is, of course, free to rejoin you.
Oh, Master, how long I've slept. Far too long, it seems, but worry not. Now that I am awake, I shall follow wherever you lead.
So you're here. Now that I think of it, I do seem to recall Lord Phasus lamenting that he be reduced to aid. But it matters not. Both he and I are too rushed off our feet to care for such triviality. We seek to devise some means of forestalling these dragons' attacks from above, you see. If you've an interest in helping us fight this battle, perhaps you will join us on Volcanic Island. 'Tis all the same, either way. This world needs no Arisen to save it.
Are we ignoring the enemy today?
Let us defer to the Arisen's judgment.
There's no great shock to me. think that the world could shift so suddenly and so utterly. Tis a frightful thing.
It seems this world is to be brought to an end. We cannot allow this to come to pass.
miss this chance. We must press on our advantage.
My father! Our warriors fall!
That horn appears to be the sword of its power. Let us not miss this chance to strike it. The Red Cloud's advance is halted. This reprieve may be a temporary one, but I'm glad for it all the same.
Statue. It is a remnant from that which sank to the sea's floor.
saw the sky fall, I trust. I doubt you could have. Wherever the sky falls, a dragon soon appears to lay waste to the land. Or so I had assumed, after what befell Melv. Yet aught here appears to be different. Has our ruin been forestalled, or merely postponed? I must examine that creature. It may well be the key to unraveling the origins of this cataclysm.
The path through this rock has been sealed to us. There's naught for it but...
Many paths are closed to us now, on account of the dragon's descent, no doubt. But we must find a way to reach it.
Confound this obstruction. But I suppose I ought to have expected this. Answers were ne'er so easily won. Monsters! Summoned by that beast, no doubt.
Feast your eyes on this.
Stay with me!
It seems this is the only way forward. Up.
Listen, turns blue with cold! Let my magic infuse your weapon with the fury of the elements.
What can be... Enough, Danny. Follow me. Why do you falter? Come this way. A fine welcome indeed.
Wish me to return? At once, Master.
Principles are proved as dust on the wind.
protection.
What can be achieved without sacrifice? These fell powers are twice as terrible in the flesh.
You'll not live to regret this.
Some little practical use.
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait a moment.
Few know the real nature of the dragon. There it is. The dragon at the heart of all this destruction.
I hope you weren't expecting mercy. It is foe, Master.
Fight on.
am certain that your tale would have been a glorious one, yet 'twas not to be. You need only cast your gaze upward to glimpse the futility of your defiance.
Your Majesty, how glad I am to see you safe. Where have you been? The end of the world. Though, I am aware of the dragon attack on Melv. We received word that naught but a smoking ruin remains. 'Twas a tragedy, and I would not see it repeated. However, without a clear path, we and the Guard shall be hard-pressed to forestall the impending crisis. You would have me evacuate the city? I see. Mayhap 'twould be for the best. Ever since the fall of Melv, the citizens of Vernworth have lived in fear that their homes are next to be assailed. If there is safe harbor to be found elsewhere, I believe we have naught to lose by seeking sanctuary. But I doubt I could convince the people of this city to abandon their homes. However, to me thinks your Majesty would do better to ask this of the Regent King. After the false sovereign vanished and the world was altered, His Grace has been the one keeping order here in Vermont. If the people will heed anyone, 'tis him.
So you've come. I'm glad to see you. Captain Brandt has already apprised me of your proposal. A full-scale evacuation of the citizenry. Truth be told, I had reached the same conclusion. So long as we cower within these walls, we must live in fear of going the way of Melv. My ministers have approved the plans, and I have petitioned the encampment survivors and the Thieves' Guild for aid. The only remaining obstacle is my mother. She has set herself stubbornly against any such flight. I have tried to make her see reason, but of late she has taken to shutting herself in her chambers. However, I cannot bring myself to leave my own mother behind. If I cannot convince her, I mean to remain here and share in her fate. Now, there are a few matters I must attend to before we can evacuate, and I would fain welcome your assistance. We will require several ox carts to carry the sick and aged out of the city. Might I prevail upon you to petition the merchant at the ox cart station in the west of the city for their use? You may assure him that the Royal Treasury will foot any and all expenses.
Queen Regent Disa hardly leaves her chambers, and all her meals between you and me. I fear for her health. Have you come to claim that I shall go to the grave with a smile on my lip? So do as you will. What are you doing? Unhand me at once! Guards! Help me!
You have brought Mother to me, I see. My thanks, friend. You have done me a great service.
Sven.
You may leave us. Now that we can speak without a door twixt us, I am confident that I can persuade her.
gone with, you ruffian. And if you think I'll surrender a single one, you'd best think I require the use of all of them to transport my wealth to safety. What are you doing? Put that away. No! Spare me! I fear for my life.
Well, reckon he won't be coming back here in a hurry. As a matter of fact, I'd like to thank you for that. It didn't sit right, see? Having my wares claimed by some puffed-up minister trying to save his own skin. Anyhow, as long as I've got my gold, who takes the carts is no concern of mine. And if that craven comes crawling back, I'll tell him bandits took them.
Ah, you've returned. How fares your procurement of those you do? That puts paid to the last of our preparations. I will inform the citizenry forthwith.
I cannot be stunned what will become of
Fionar Alcarwa Firnun Vanalin Huror Soron. Sorne and
The elves have evacuated, leaving their ancestral home behind. But surely their survival is worth...
Tell me.
You've pushed your luck too far.
I'll not take that from you!
Pray calm yourselves, good people.
Sir Manella, you don't understand. This scoundrel's...
No, you don't understand. This is no time for the people of Batal to be quarreling amongst themselves. We shan't weather this calamity unless we can recall our common purpose and unite our... Ah, Sir Arisen. With the world in such disarray, I could not stand to be... Thus did I return. To rend I maintain order as best I can. But for every... But enough of my woes. What... You wish us to evacuate? Mayhap the idea, after all, if we sit on our haunches, alas. The people of Batal are far from... Should we proceed, unheeding of their divisions? I fear that with every soul at their wits' end, conflict is like to... As such, before we take any measures, I would have you walk amongst the people, and should you encounter any discord, pray do aught you can to resolve the people. Such efforts will doubtless allow the evacuation to proceed all the more smoothly. As for me, my work here is far from done. Let us part ways for now, and recon...
'Tis no mere tavern brawl we are to mediate, Master. Due caution...
This is no business of yours.
Now, Nara, let's not... If we are to duel, otherwise who's to say the...
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill the other. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? This knave dared to slight my honor. He said my swordsmanship was hardly fit to...
'Twas your dear father's patronage that made you a sentinel.
You have my gratitude, sir.
Have at you!
Have a little faith in yourself! You've got them right where you want them.
Wonder if there's any...
You've got them right where you want them.
This is beyond my capacity.
Someone help!
You're made of sterner stuff than that.
I admit it.
Nay, 'twas I who underestimated you.
We owe you a debt, sir. 'Tis on were it not for your timely appearance.
Indeed. Better to hone our respective skills than take...
It seems some things can only be resolved by crossing blades. But I doubt they'll quarrel again after this.
It was a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
Oi! I saw it first. Trust a flea-ridden hide.
Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Batal is your land.
You there! You couldn't have come and put this upstart in his place for me, would you? Go on, lay into him. Is this some kind of joke? You're siding with... You can bloody have it then, Nomos. I hope you...
I owe you thanks, stranger. I never thought you'd... This ought to be a lesson to me, I suppose. I've taken all humans for come to think of it. Mayhap I owe...
Your response has proven their prejudices faulty. I dare say those gentlemen will bury the hatchet anon.
Well said.
I've had well enough of your nip.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Oi, you! Don't go poking...
Aye, leave off or we'll...
Have you lost your bloody mind?
Reckon you could just cut us down in the street? What's the matter with you? Eh? Fine, fine.
Things appear to have quieted down around the city. Shall we bring word of our doings to Sir Manella?
It's no great shock to me.
Ah, Sir Arisen. In less pressing, sir, the people of Batal are beginning to see that they must. We shall see the fruits of your labors when the time comes to evacuate. Pray, return to Empress Nadinia and apprise her of your doings. I must remain here to ensure no further. Heavens only know how many lives you have saved this day. I hope you'll accept.
Well, here we are. How long before the evacuation?
Would you find Sir Ernesto? Let him know that we'll wait here.
Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. Did you want something? Not this again. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. Not even ye. Oh, bollocks. Of course you'd make a decent request like that. Aye, fine, I'll do it. Seeing as you're the one up. Can't say I'll be glad to leave this place behind, but you've my word, I'll get him to say.
He seems to have acquiesced. Sir Ernesto will be thrilled to hear it, I'm sure.
Right you are.
I cannot thank you, and we shall fare much better on the road with Sir Lamont's arm. 'Twill be slow going, mind. We have yet, come what may. I swear to
The people of Volcanic Island are evacuated.
Thank you. This place does not have long left, I fear. I'd gladly accompany you, believe me. But the others here, follow me. You'll see what I mean.
Not every day one happens upon a material so rare.
We shall have to think long and hard about what to do with it.
Tis a jail of sorts, this place. A compound where we set. They were supposed to be digging up old ruins or some sort.
Whatever it is, I'll have.
It shan't open without the key.
We must needs find the key.
Well, here you have it. They've been like this for a month. They refuse to leave. You might as well try talking to a wall. I know they don't die like we do, but it seems cruel to abandon. I never wanted to be here, you know, taking part in all of this. The enslavement of pawns, I suppose that's why I can't bring myself to leave them behind. Either that, or the current state. At any rate, I've tried everything I can think of to get them out, but naught's done any good.
The command came a month ago, or we are to remain here.
I implore you, Arisen.
So they're staying here because they were ordered to remain. And they told you that, did they? Strange. I couldn't get a word out of them. I wonder why they saw fit to speak with. But never mind that. More importantly, you've given me an inkling of what the Overseer's doing. When the world changed, that craven, but on his way out, he used that artifact they call the God's Way to command the pawns to protect him. I expect that order of his is what the pawns were referring to. But why would they continue to obey when the man is Listen, friend. I've a thought. What say you have a look around and see what you can turn up? If the Overseer's command is indeed still in effect, use that key to have a look around. Best keep your eyes peeled for the Overseer as well. I have a feeling he's still lurking about here somewhere.
Pawns need only obey the true Arisen.
So, the pawns were being held here by the power of this Godsway. Now they ought to be free to make good their escape.
Splendid.
This isn't much to go.
So, there was naught left of the I'll wager he thought to take the pawns with him. He always was a spiteful old goat. At any rate, I'm well grateful for your aid, friend. Now that the pawns are on their feet, I only hope they'll heed my words as they... But I'm not worried. I'll find a way to reach them in time, no doubt. My word! With this, I'll be able to guide the pawns to the... Now there's no chance of any of them being... Seems I've no end of things to thank you for. I appreciate all you've done here. I'll get the pawns to...
Strange to think a Godsway would be used.